Go on, take it away, mate.
No problem. So this is the HTC Flyer, the tablet device that we've launched here at MWC this year. So what we'll go through, it's a 7-inch tablet, running a 1.5 GHz processor, 1024 by 600 resolution screen, TFT screen. And what I'll go through with you guys is just a few bits that we've added into the service. So we've obviously modified our HTC Sense service to manage on a tablet. So I'll just go through a few things on here. So we've got the music widget or media widget. You've got your recently played album at the top and a mix of different recently played albums at the bottom here as well.
For music or only hearing?
No, there's speakers in here.
Speaker.
Yeah. There is your people widget, so you can see the most common thing, the most recent thing your friends have been doing on Facebook, email, etc., etc. Because they're slightly bigger than on a smartphone, you should get more activity out of that. You should see more of what your friends are up to.
Wi-Fi or it's also SIM?
It's Wi-Fi and data.
SIM?
And data SIM. Yeah.
It's on micro SIM or a normal SIM?
Good question. I'm yet to take one apart to have a look, but I can find out for you in a second. So we're just moving on to the pictures widget here. This is just very simple to scroll up and down. You can select a picture, you can zoom in, pinch zoom in, etc., etc.
For USB?
Yeah. On the hardware here we have a micro USB and also a micro HDMI out. So it's the same input for HDMI and for USB. The email widget there, just an example of what it will look like. The great thing about this is we're looking at making that a little bit bigger, so you see more of an email just from the widget rather than having to open an email just to look at a few words. Again, that's the ebook reader powered by Kobo, which is a very popular online service. So our navigation service here as well. And if we keep scrolling, it should in a second, yeah. You can add different widgets and then go back to the beginning here as well.
White.
Second.
White.
White.
How many grams?
Weight. Sorry, it's 140 grams in weight. How much? 140 grams. So, moving on to what the pen can do for you, you go to the notes section here. This is just an example of some other notes that have been taken today. Obviously lots of scribbles because it's easier to do it this way. So we'll go to the plus icon. As soon as you press the plus icon, it will ask you if you're in a meeting whether you want to associate the notes you are taking to the meeting that you are in. At the moment I'm attending WMC and catching up on writing apparently today. I don't know whether I'll do that or not. I'll probably be doing this all day, but we'll see. So I'm attending MWC, so we just select that, and then we can either send a new note or we can go into that note and carry on. So we'll just use a new note. Minimize this keyboard and we can start writing on here. We can also start recording the audio. We can also add an attachment and we can also take a picture. So the great thing about this is if you're in a meeting, for example, you forgot your paper and pen, but you've got your flyer with you, you can record the audio whilst taking notes and also take pictures of very important slides that you see in that presentation.
What about the attachments? Say you're in a meeting, someone sends out a PDF.
Yeah, well you can attach things to this, not the other way around. So the attachments are literally, you can add something to it, whether it be a picture or a document.
Okay.
So yeah, if someone sent an email round and you've saved the attachment, you can then go and grab the attachment. Yeah,
but first
exactly.
Save it.
Yeah, exactly, you have to save it first. I need to turn off the sleep mode on here, it keeps turning off too quickly. So just talking about the pen a little bit more, you've got the different colours here, just to zoom in on that I guess. You can see the different animations when I'm touching the different colours here, that works wonderfully. You've got different types of pens here as well. You can select which pen you want, and also the size of the pen. You've also got different menus, different sizes, different settings, etc. You can modify quite easily.
And on the attachments again, could you open up a PowerPoint, say, and
yes.
then take notes on the PowerPoint?
Yes,
okay.
exactly. And you
Can you do that?
we don't have any on here, sorry. But yeah, no, it can be done here.
So can you also sync if somebody is presenting a PowerPoint, for example? Can you sync it with your with this tablet and can take notes?
Through a specialist application, something like SharePoint, I would imagine that would be possible. But obviously SharePoint not available for Android, but something along those sort of lines.
This is on Android product.
Is it?
This is on Android.
No, this is on Android. Yeah, Android 2.4. So yeah, that's the idea of the note taking. Is everyone happy with that?
Yeah, it's great.
Cool. So another use of this, which it's gingerbread, so it's 2.3.3.
Actually, David, on the note-taking, the pen buttons for the erasing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm going to just show you now, actually, because I can do that straight from the front screen, which is awesome. If you're on a website, imagine, and you've got somebody, you see something, you think, oh, John would really like to see that website, or oh, that picture I found online, I'm going to send it straight to somebody. Just take a screenshot of the screen. So you just literally touch the screen with the pen.
Send it off.
And what you can do is circle what you're looking for, say, brilliant or whatever, you can write whatever you like on here, and then share.
Okay.
So you can share it by any means necessary. You can save it just to yourself. You can print it, or just discard it. It might just be something you want to quickly just remind yourself. Maybe it's a web link or something you just want to take on here and then maybe go to your main PC and browse on the main PC, etc. You can do whatever you want with that. Yeah. So these buttons on here, as you were saying, one of which is an eraser. So this top button here will literally erase what you've written. And the bottom button here is when you're in a text format, you can select the text. So you'll be able to select text and actually copy it, paste it, or whatever you want to do with that. So we don't need this, so we're just going to discard this and carry on.
Pen you have to bring separately, right? No.
In the case, in the box, there's a leather pouch, which this will sit in your bag and keep it nice, and the pen will sit in that.
Okay.
So only when the tablet is out of the case will you not have the pen with it, if that makes sense. So another little feature I'd like to show you is the watch application. So we've talked a little bit about the business, and you guys obviously were quite into that sort of stuff, but when you're relaxing or you've got this in your hotel room or something, you want to watch a movie, we've partnered with a company called Saffron for online streaming. So this is just an example of some trailers that are available through them. If you press the shopping basket here, it actually takes you to their online store. So you can rent movies, download them, or obviously stream them as well, all at a cost, unfortunately. Nothing in this world is free. But yeah, there you go. For example, Batman Begins, you can own it. For example, in this case, it's probably not the actual pricing, but £1.99 or rent it at 99p. I'm not sure if that's actual pricing, but you can see that that's where the pricing will be on the application. So you guys can
How
see
many
that.
movies can you get on it?
Well, it's 32 gigabytes inside, so it's quite a fair few. So we're obviously not connected to Wi-Fi, so I'll just use a trailer we've downloaded already, so you guys can see the quality of the screen here. So it's a very good screen. Obviously, depending on the content and everything like that, and resolution of this, that, and the other, but it's just an example of the sort of resolution you get out of it.
What is the memory?
32 gigabytes.
60.
32.
32.
32. Okay.
The headphones are not standard.
Standard 3.5mm jack, so you can plug any headphones into them.
Did some voice squad?
Say again?
Did some voice squad?
It's video calling mainly. Obviously, as time goes on, we'll confirm whether it's voice or video, but at the moment it's just aimed at video calling. And an example of that, again, going into Snap Booth, just an example of the forward-facing camera, so I can see you guys. Beautiful. And you and you could actually select your effects on the fly. It's really cool.
How does the call work? How does the call work?
Well, this is just the example of the front screen and how you can take pictures using the forward-facing camera. Calling would be done through a separate app, such as
Separate app?
Yeah, done through a separate app. Just wait for that to get back into. There we go. So yeah, this the HTC Flyer.
Thank you, David.
No worries.
Appreciate that, mate.
No problem at all.
Cheers.